Hey there, trivia treasure hunters. Get ready for a wild ride as we dive into a topic that's sure to blow your mind, and hopefully not the entire world along with it. That's right, we're talking about the ultimate oops moment. Nuclear war. Now I know what you're thinking. How can you possibly make light of something so horrifying and destructive? Well, buckle up, buttercups, because that's exactly what we're gonna do. And trust me, by the end of this, you'll either be laughing, crying, or building a bunker in your backyard. Maybe all three. So what even is a nuclear war scenario anyway? Is that like a really intense game of Risk? According to my expert guest, who literally wrote the book on it, a nuclear war scenario is a carefully researched vision of how the unthinkable could unfold in the real world, minute by gut-wrenching minute. Thank you so much for joining us and bringing your brilliant but slightly traumatizing work to the masses. Okay, lay it on us. Just how bad are we talking here? Oh, shucks. There goes my 4-0 one-kick bad. Or more like, welp. Guess it's time to take up cannibalism. Yikes. So if I'm tracking, you're saying that if a nuclear war broke out right now, before we even made it to the camera-ready smoothie portion of the show, the entire world would pretty much be destroyed. And we wouldn't even have time to get in one last scroll through TikTok. Rude! But hold up, I'm confused. How would this all go down so dang fast? I thought launching a nuke was a whole big thing with, like, briefcases and secret codes and dramatic countdowns. Are you telling me it's more like butt dialing your ex after 3 margaritas? Okay, wow! You heard it here first, folks. The fate of all humanity rests on one person's potentially intoxicated thumbs. So I guess we should probably think real carefully about who we're swiping right on in the voting booth, huh? But wait, there's more. Let's really sink our teeth into the existential dread with a few more fun facts, shall we? There are not 1, not 2, but 9 countries currently packing heat in the form of nuclear weapons. And get this, a bunch of them are like actively beefing with each other as we speak. What could possibly go wrong? In the US of A, we've got nukes stashed in the ground, on submarines lurking in the depths of the ocean, and even in bombers just circling around, waiting for the signal. How considerate of us to offer such a diverse portfolio of annihilation. Those submarines apparently make a habit of sidling right on up to foreign coasts, which I'm sure is totally fine. And not at all alarming for the locals, just a friendly little game of apocalyptic chicken amongst pals. Those beautiful minds over at DARPA, that's the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency for those not fluent in Doomsday acronyms, have been cooking up ways to make nukes even deadlier for decades. Maybe we should send them an edible arrangement as a thank you for their service. Oh, and that cute little nuclear football briefcase we see the military aide lugging around with the president? Apparently, it contains everything you need to end the world in style. Fingerprint scanners, codes, a handy black book of strike options. You know, just normal stuff you definitely want at your figurative fingertips 24/7. Holy moly! Are you thoroughly terrified yet? No. Okay, let's keep going then. Can you paint us a picture of what the actual impact of a nuclear attack would look like? And by paint a picture, I of course mean scar our psyches with vivid descriptions of unfathomable destruction that will haunt our dreams. You say walls of fire, people melted by thermal radiation, buildings flattened, a country littered with millions of corpses. That's some 5-star review on Yelp stuff right there. I'm starting to think this whole nuclear war thing might be bad business. But hey, it's not all doom and gloom. According to expert sources, a lucky 3 billion or so of us would likely survive the initial blasts. Of course, we'd then face a fun menu of horrors like mass starvation, radiation sickness, societal collapse, and a bunch of other Mad Max extras. But at least we could all bond over our shared trauma, right? Okay, let's change the tone for a sec. Because as surreal as it is to joke about something this incomprehensibly awful, the reporting really does reveal some glimmers of hope and humanity amidst the potential end of it all. Like the story of that baby survivor and the enemy, the scientist, who assembled that very bomb that changed both their lives. People who by all accounts should despise each other's existence, yet are inextricably connected by this earth-shattering event. There's something strangely poetic in that, no? Or the fact that, as noted, this is ultimately a man-made problem with a man-made solution. Sure, it may involve completely reshaping the way world leaders approach conflict and diplomacy and redefining what we value as a species, but I mean, crazier things have happened, right? And then, of course, there's my personal favorite takeaway, which is that, spoiler alert, empathy and finding common ground is pretty much always the answer. Whether you're interviewing someone whose views make you go, yikes, or trying to coexist with folks across the geopolitical aisle, or even thinking about blowing up the planet, maybe, just maybe, taking a beat to consider the other side's humanity is a good call. Not like a let's be besties situation necessarily, but more of a, hey, we're all just flawed, vulnerable, fragile little humans hurtling through space in the void, and so let's try to be cool and not do irreparable damage to each other's civilizations sort of thing. You know? All right, my friends, I think we've pondered the precipice of annihilation long enough for one day. Time to cleanse our mental palate with something a little less end of the world. As always, if you dug this deep dive into our impending doom, show us some love by smashing that like button and subscribing for more morbidly fascinating content. We promise there are at least a few episodes that won't leave you feeling like you need to start digging a survival shelter. And hey, since we're all about harnessing the power of human connection here, drop a comment with how you would spend your last 72 minutes on Earth. You know, just in case. The best answer gets pinned and a free ticket to my underground bunker in New Zealand. Just kidding. But seriously, let's keep the conversation going and remember what really matters at the end of the day, apocalypse or not. Looking out for each other, finding the absurd in the abyss, and never getting into a nuclear arms race with an expert. Thanks for laughing in the face of existential dread with me today, Trivia Treasures fam. Until next time, keep seeking the funny in this strange, scary, beautiful world of ours. And maybe call your representatives about that whole disarmament thing while you're at it. Stay curious and spicy until next time, Trivia Treasures fans.